Most people get their first $1,000 saved and immediately do the wrong thing with it. Not because they're stupid, because nobody ever told them what right actually looks like. $1,000 feels small, but what you do with your first 1,000 tells you everything about what your financial future is going to look like. This isn't about getting rich overnight. This is about the decision that separates people who quietly build wealth from people who stay stuck for decades. Here's what most people do with their first $1,000. They leave it in a savings account, maybe a high-yield one if they've done some reading. And they feel good about that. Responsible, even. But here's what's actually happening. Inflation, the slow, invisible force that makes everything cost more every year, is quietly eating that money. If inflation is running at 3% annually, and your savings account is paying you 1%, you are losing purchasing power every single month. Your $1,000 is becoming worth less, even while the number on the screen stays the same. The bank isn't keeping your money safe. It's quietly shrinking it. And the painful part? Most people don't even realize this is happening until years later, when they wonder why their savings never seem to go anywhere. So what should you actually do with your first $1,000? First, understand that this money has one job. And that job is not to sit still. Its job is to work while you sleep. This is where index funds come in. An index fund is one of the simplest, most powerful financial tools ever created, and most beginners have never heard it explained clearly. Here's how it works. Instead of buying one company's stock and gambling on whether that specific business succeeds, an index fund lets you buy a tiny piece of hundreds of companies all at once. When you put money into something like an S&P 500 index fund, you're not betting on one company. You're betting on the entire U.S. economy. And historically, that bet has paid off. Over the last 100 years, the U.S. stock market has returned an average of about 10% annually. Not every year. Some years it drops, some years it soars. But over time, the direction has always been up. $1,000 invested in an S&P 500 index fund, left untouched for 30 years at that historical average, becomes roughly $17,000. Without you doing anything. No trading. No watching charts. No stress. That's compound interest, the idea that your money earns returns, and then those returns earn their own returns, building on themselves year after year in a loop that grows faster over time. Einstein reportedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he actually said that or not, the math doesn't lie. But here's where most beginners make the second mistake. They invest the $1,000. They watch the market dip 2 weeks later. They panic. They sell. And they lose everything the compound interest would have eventually built. The strategy isn't just what you buy. It's whether you can leave it alone long enough for time to do the work. Dollar cost averaging is how you take the emotion out of it. Instead of putting in $1,000 all at once and worrying about timing, you put in a fixed amount every month, $50, $100, whatever you can manage, regardless of whether the market is up or down. Over time, this smooths out the price you pay and removes the psychological pressure of trying to pick the right moment. There is no right moment. Consistency is the strategy. If this video made you think differently about money, take the next step. Download RockWallet using the link below to start storing your wealth quietly. The link is in the description. Now here's the part nobody talks about. Your first $1,000 isn't really about the $1,000. It's about building the identity of someone who invests. Because the person who invests $1,000 today is the same person who invests $5,000 next year, and $20,000 the year after that. The number grows because the habit stays. The people quietly building wealth in the background aren't doing anything exotic. They're not day trading crypto at 2 a.m. They're not chasing the next trending stock. They opened a brokerage account. They set up automatic contributions. They chose broad, low-cost index funds. And then they got on with their lives. Boring? Maybe. Effective? Completely. There's also something worth saying about diversification. Your first $1,000 probably shouldn't all go into one place. A simple starting split might look like this: a core position in a broad index fund, a small allocation toward an international ETF so you're not completely dependent on one country's economy, and maybe a small cash reserve you keep liquid for opportunities or emergencies. You're not trying to be clever. You're trying to be covered. The financial freedom number, the amount of money invested where your returns cover your living expenses, seems impossibly far away at $1,000. But every person who reached it started with a first investment. The gap between $0 and $1,000 invested is actually the hardest gap to close, because it's the psychological one. Once you cross it, it gets easier. Not because the numbers are bigger, but because you've proven to yourself that you're the kind of person who does this. So here's what to actually do. Open a brokerage account this week. Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab, they all work. Find a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Look for one with an expense ratio below 0.2%. Put your $1,000 in. Then set up a small automatic monthly contribution. Even $25 matters. Then stop watching it obsessively. Let time do what you can't. The goal isn't to get rich in a year. The goal is to still be investing 10 years from now. That's the real strategy. That's how silent wealth actually gets built. Not through noise, not through hype, but through quiet, consistent decisions that most people never make because nobody explained it to them clearly enough. Now you know. If this video made you think differently about money, take the next step. Download RockWallet using the link below to start storing your wealth quietly. The link is in the description.